He's gonna do it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Mo here with another episode of the Mo. I have to say Mo Let's podcast. Sorry, I completely threw you
Cut,
to the side.
cut,
Cut.
take two.
Take two. Welcome to another episode of Homebuyer Academy Live. I'm one of the hosts, Maurice. I got my brother Chad here. What's going on today?
I don't know what to do with my hands. Yes, what's going on, good people? It's Chad Murray. Can you hear them?
No, I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
Oh my gosh. Good. All right, thanks for shooting. Now can you? I don't know, man. My daughters, as of late, are like they're like they jump me on a regular basis,
Mm-hmm.
and it lets me know how little control I have over life.
Mm.
It's like God's ultimate way to surrender is through your kids, if you allow it to be.
Yeah, that made me think of a conversation I was having with a friend today about like how uh, a lot our kids don't really understand all that they have, right?
Hmm.
Experiencing like what we experienced growing up, and how like we were like very aware of what our parents did, and they made it known
Where
to us, like
were we aware?
I don't
Bro,
think
I
we were
remember.
aware. I don't think we have a knowledge of it, but they were like, it was how do I want to phrase it? Like there was a connection between like I work this hard to get this done. I do this for you. I do that for you. Where like I feel like now I don't do that as much for my kid. Like they're just taking in the blessing without understanding of how much we work or how hard we work to put them in that blessing.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a cultural shift. But yeah, guys, so we're all over the place. Well, we're gonna hone in. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Homebuyer Academy. We are in a space of discovery,
Mm-hmm.
and what we're looking to do is really meet you all where you are in your lives and your journey around real estate and wealth.
Mm-hmm.
My journey right now has me in a very interesting space around family because, like Mo just said, you know, we both do it for the kids, we do it for our legacy, we do it for our next generation. Um, but what I wanted to bring to you guys, what I wanted to pose to you all today is not just who you do it for, because I could imagine that your answers are going to be very similar to ours in that regard. But I also want you to consider what happens if you don't.
Mm.
What happens if, mm, what happens if you let fear, you let stagnation, whatever your challenge may be personally, get in the way of what you know you can do? So like Mo just said, in my life, man, I've been blessed. Like my mom, I didn't understand how much she did for us until I was much older. Like we used to always go to great adventures and Sesame Place and travel different places. And she didn't always have it, but she always found a way. Thank you, sweetie. That dinner's ready. Thank you.
Mm.
And that's my baby 2 year old. And now that she has words, she uses all of them
Yeah.
at the same time. But she would make these miracles happen. And in the moment, you don't realize that you're living in a miracle. You're just living the life that your mom, your dad created for you. But I want us to be very intentional about the life that we want to create. So,
Yeah.
Mo, what's one thing that you're very intentional about creating that you think people could glean from? And what's one thing that you haven't is the next step that you really want to create? And if you
Mm.
weren't to create that thing, where would it leave you in terms of how you feel about yourself?
So that's perfect. So because when you opened up, it made me think, and I got to answer the question this way. It made me think of like, if you're not prepared and planning, then you're missing out. So if you're not protecting, and talk about that transition that we're kind of both in, because like off camera, we've been having these conversations. So like right now, I'm big on, especially with my oldest, kind of giving her the game plan. Just because as a single dad, I've been kind of leaning into her. We've been having like little like conversations where like, hey, I know these tough conversations to have, but if this were to happen, or something were to happen to daddy, this is where you go, this is who you connect, these are what I set in place. I know you don't really understand the fullness of it now. And then I do like little tidbits of like lessons. That's why I love that we do these lives and these teachings, because my kids know how to access us on YouTube, right? So I'm setting these little things in place over time where, and I don't have this fear or this thought, but life can happen, right? And I'm speaking to someone who just who's a widower, so that's why I'm speaking this way. So that put me in this space to plan and prepare these things. But I feel like, to answer the second part of your question, if I don't lock in the additional things like protecting, like we've been talking about trust for a minute, but I still ain't put a trust in, right? I've been learning and researching, planning it out. I'm taking the steps, but that is something I want to actively put on the books to make sure my kids are protected for their future. So right now I'm in the preparing and planning stage, but I think it's more urgency, especially with the direction that we've been teaching and going in, to put more of these things into action, so I can have that solid footing to stand on, as we continue, doing and sharing what we're sharing. Um, what about you?
Well, first off, with Homebuyer Academy, the image in the vision is to empower people around real estate, and we don't want to limit it because it's so multifaceted.
Right.
Personally, what I think I've really been able to do well is to create a culture where family first. All of my children, blessed with five of them, they love each other, hold each other down. We all have challenges, and we all have like moments where they might bump heads, but they're really committed to the vision of family first. They're very committed to each other, which is like all a parent could ask for.
Mm. Yeah.
And what I'm working on developing is two pipelines in particular. Where my wife being an attorney, we're looking to have a family of attorneys and a family of real estate professionals that are able to operate together to create a machine where our family could leave legacy. And my part in that is setting up the systems, right? Like, so we're setting up, or we have life insurance policies, and we're looking to get, we're really going heavy on life insurance as one mechanism, but we also want to get heavy in real estate purchasing. And I built my first house when I was 21, and then I ended up buying probably about I owned 8 properties at one time, but then I got wiped out during the recession, and it was hard for me to recover, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally. I also got pretty sick. Since then, I've been buying properties, but not at the rate that I've intended for myself. So for me, getting back into purchasing property with the intent to hold and pass down, generating cash flow so that life now can have income, like tons of income coming in passively. Right now we're doing okay, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nowhere near what I envisioned, right?
Right.
But I guess my life is a lot better than I envisioned it to be,
Mm.
because I always had all of these conditions around my life, what I thought I needed conditions.
Mm.
And I have so much joy, so much peace, and no conditions. I got everything that I want. I got everything that I need, and I'm blessed. And it's just a matter of adding gravy because I love gravy, But for me, it's purchasing and holding real estate. So I teach people how to buy real estate, but my intentionality is shifting from really operating as a real estate salesperson and focusing more heavily as a real estate investor. My real estate investing has been lagging behind, and I want to shift my balance so that a majority of my work is in the investing side, so that my family can benefit from that long term.
Yeah, I like that. I'm right there with you too, because I really want like our kids to be able to
Right.
essentially do what they want. Like I don't want them to have to work. Like if they're gonna work something, they can work what they truly are passionate about, because the money's gonna be there for them, right? Like be able to pass down wealth so they can be free to learn, development, be who they truly want to be. Like, and I'm with you on that, man. I already know Kalia gonna be my lawyer, man. That girl, she she not gonna lose a case, man. My
Yo,
niece, the
my
case, man.
sister calls her reporting live because she got all
Yeah.
the news, kid. As
Hmm.
soon as she come home from school, daddy, daddy, and just drop the whole day on me. I love it. But yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it is important that we're intentional. A lot of the times kids say they want to do this, they want to do that, but they might have gotten that impulse from watching the show or speaking to some one person or whatever. I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, forget all that, fam. If you've developed something, get them onto some nepotism.
Yeah.
Nepotize the hell out of this play if you can. If you have something that you could develop. My wife's in a position that she's a partner at a law firm and she's the youngest at her law firm.
Hmm.
So as time matriculates, there's gonna have to be someone else to pick up and be put in that position. And if my daughter is in line, or my daughters, if I have three daughters, so I'm hoping that we could catch at least two. My 19-year-old is on the path. If we catch one more and the other one maybe is a real estate investor with daddy, my sons, I think they're going to be public speakers and real estate investors, but that's what I'm going to cultivate. I don't care what they tell me what they want to do. That's cool. If it turns out that you end up doing something, you're phenomenal at it, that's great.
Hmm.
But short of being in the top 1, 2, 3%, nah, fam, you're going to learn this real estate and we're going to build this wealth together. What do you think about that, y'all? I'm curious to hear what people think about that.
Yeah, that's good because I never even thought about it in that aspect. Like we talked about it, but like really honing in on like building a place for nepotism, right? Like, why don't we have that? Like, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and they were talking about like how they were also passionate about financial literacy and like in Black History Month itself, like really honing in on creating a community around knowledge and wealth creation, right? Because because a lot of us don't have because oh yeah, that's probably why my son want breakfast for dinner. What is that in the back?
Ackee and sawfish,
No,
Jamaican
no.
national dish with breadfruit. My client brought this from Jamaica. She brought the
Oh,
ackee.
that
I'm
looks
sorry.
good. Just on camera, that
Very
looks good.
immature of me.
So this is a monitored and recorded line. That looks delicious. No, but I was saying we was having a deep conversation about how like a lot of people in our community, especially the Black community, don't really build together. Don't really keep it in the community. Don't really circulate like let me go to you, bro, since you're in real estate. Let me get my property through you, put money in your pocket, bring money to my family. We both go to so and so who got life insurance and put hook us up with policy. Like we don't do that.
I
And
disagree.
well
The
not
reason why I
well
disagree,
majority of us. Well I do. I'll say
and I
but
do
I
too.
do.
But the
But
thing about it is this, right? I think with this conversation, we got to give ourselves tons and tons of grace.
mm,
When you're crabs in the barrel, think about it. They always blame the crabs, but who put them in there? Crabs don't naturally be in barrels. It's a circumstance that you have to work your way out of, and on the way out of that circumstance, it doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes it looks dog eat dog. But what happens when you get to the floor? When you get out of that barrel, are you there's gonna be crabs that say, you know what? I'm on the outside. Here's my claw. Get ahead and come through. But going up, you gotta get to the oxygen, gotta get to air. Just like when they say on the plane, put your own mask on first.
mm-hmm.
And that's just where we've been as a community. We've been in put your mask on first mode.
For
As
a
we
long time.
settle, I'm sorry,
I said for a long time though.
has it been a long time? Think about it. Has it been a long time? Think about the timeline.
Well, I'll say I agree with you. May I add, though, do you feel that we could be more cumulative now, like in 2026, than we have been, like, say, before COVID or like at least the 90s? Like, how much, I'll say, I'll put it like this: how much more time do we need to build our community back up?
I think you got to keep in mind there are forces against Black America, Black Africans. There, Colonistic forces that are consistent and perpetually against us. Look at our president in the post about the Obamas. It they mask it as if it's not there, but then they show you that it is there. You look at the prison industrial complex, it's right there. You look at the child support system, it's right there. All of these mechanisms and systems are right there showing you that there's not a clear path. It's not a laissez-faire environment when it comes to blackness. There is consistent and perpetual obstruction of our progress. You look at the 1920s, you look at Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street isn't here today because it was bombed, it was burnt to the ground, not just by common people, the government had a hand in it. So when you think about the psychological impact of that, right?
Right.
It has a lingering effect, and we keep on coming back to keep on building. They don't tell you those parts of the story. Just
Hmm.
like they don't tell you, do you know that Ethiopia beat Italy in a war when they were trying to conquer them? Ethiopia beat Italy.
Hmm.
They won a war against Italy. There's a phrase for it, but I didn't know that until probably last week. I knew that they maintained independence. I didn't understand that there was a war and you, Ethiopians were triumphant. I just thought somehow, some way, they got some kind of political, pass. I don't know what I thought, but
Hmm.
there was a war. So they don't tell the truth of the circumstance. So when I look at us, I look at us from a glorious perspective. We've
Right.
overcome. We've overcome through so much, and we are a testament. Earn Your Leisure is a testament. All of these podcasts and groups that, some people are going to sell out for that almighty dollar. Look at
Hmm.
rap music. Rap music is just sold out. There's no art in it anymore. It's just, how can I pollute your children? How can I get your children to a point that they want to go after boys if they're boys and girls after girls and put drugs in their mouth and tattoos on their face? How do I get to corrupt your children's mind? We're fighting against all of these forces, so I give us a lot of grace. But in the midst of that, I think that we still got to hold each other accountable. So I
Hmm.
agree with that part.
Yeah, you said something big that I really agree with, and it's like um, the psychological part of it, right? That I feel like it still holds a heaviness because just even in our experience of like reaching, being the crab that's reaching back, like, hey, okay, I made it. Let me help as many people as I can, and I'll be the first one to say, and man, like I'm trying to help them, and they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's that. Like, I know we got to give ourselves grades, but big part is what you said about like the mental longevity of the struggle, which like how I guess that's our biggest hurdle really. I feel like it's because they're still watching the news and watching social media, and even like if you shut all that stuff off, we really helping each other out here. We really making moves, and it doesn't look like what we're being shown every day on social media. And like I'll even give you the example since we're on the subject, how like in the '90s we had Fresh Prince of Bel Air. We had the Cosby Show. We had In the House. We had all these good black families. Like now it's all these mixed families, all these kids running the world, all these the whole different
They
dynamic
don't
thing.
never show a strong black man.
Right.
They
The
don't
only
never
strong,
show a strong black man with a submissive black woman. And there's
only
nothing
bandit.
wrong with a woman not being submissive, but just the balance of a woman that's feminine, right? They don't
Hmm.
want to show it because they don't want to project what could be a powerful image. But all we have to do is keep on looking at what is. Look at you, my brother. Look at me. Look at my family. And I had to grow into where I am now because I fell victim to the trap of having multiple women and thinking that that was the move, right? That's the flex. But fam, that drains your pocket. That struggles your life. There's no faster way to struggle out your life than to have a lot of women without like a system of having a lot of
Have
women.
a lot of
Like if
kids. I mean, but I was trying to be funny.
yo, yeah, but what I do think is in the midst of our struggles, right,
Mm-hmm.
and in the midst of our shortcomings, it's important to keep your eyes focused on the prize because you can't always just count on who you are, what you have. People are going to come into your lives that could bless you and help you to elevate, but you have to surrender not to the person, but to your vision. And
Mm-hmm.
when you bring that to God, you bring that to your faith, and you let your spirit lead the way in this journey. Not your heart, where it's love, right? Where, oh, I love this house. No, but your spirit that draws you to synchronicities, that draws you into the right time, right place, opportunities, and the right person that just happens to come around. You have to submit to that process. And when you don't know, allow them to lead you so that you can get to what's for you.
Mm-hmm. No, that was good. I didn't have nothing to say from that. No,
Cool.
that's really good, man. Because as we are shifting and as we are redirecting, I'm starting to gravitate to those like I want to be one of those builders, right? I want to be one of those people that's like, if no one else is doing it, I'm doing it. Can we get the Black Wall Street back? I'm throwing my hat in the ring to say yes. Let's what stone do I need to be to build this thing back up? Like
What
how can
stone do
I?
I need to be? What stone do I need to? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, yeah, that
I
just
like,
came. Just
I
bars.
like that, bro. What stone do I need to be to build this thing?
Mhm.
Ooh, what
Yeah,
stone do I need to be? And here's
yeah,
the thing: the beauty of Black Wall Street is it doesn't have to have a zip code.
right.
Now we're digitally connected, we're spiritually connected, and this vision is being connected family to family. So what we're able to project into our children is going to expand. Like imagine when Josh has all of this. Oh my gosh, he's going to be able to lead the masses.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I think I
we're
got
on the
game.
right track, and all of these things we just have to keep on projecting it. And I advise all of you guys that are there checking us out. First off, if you have some desire to home ownership or to buy your second, third property, whatever that may be, book a call with us so we could speak to the process and help you to overcome whatever barriers are standing in your way and illuminate the process for you.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, for people that think like us, continue to live in the vision of what will be, because we're only going to see it through so far. But if we keep on feeding, once we out of the bucket, as long as we leave our hook there, so that the younger ones could crawl and get free, and then they could lead the rest of us to
Mm-hmm.
places that we couldn't even fathom.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let you close us out, bro. But I want to leave the conversation with this since you mentioned like my son and like setting him up. I be thinking about what we feed our kids. Like what information are we giving them? Because now my when we drive around, like when we coming on our way to see y'all, the kids is like, "Can we live over there? Oh, I like that house. Ooh, that house is big, it's beautiful. Can we buy that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So like these are the conversations I'm having with my 7 and 10 year old, right? What thinking or what programming are you instituting in your kids to prepare them for that future? So when they get to like that 18, 20 years old, they can like we're trying to do have lawyers, salesmen, real estate agents, investors in the family, but we're planting those seeds now. Like that's what they're hearing and seeing as they're developing. So I just want to leave you guys with that.
That's dope. So for me, they already see entrepreneurship. They see me working for myself. They see me checking in with my different teams that I work with virtually. They know that I go to different meetings. So I try to share as much about what I do. But in terms of cultivating a culture, I have a broader culture, but children are so unique that you really got to come with a customized play for each one. For me, each of my children, I have a different approach to who they are. I have one child who I have to build up. I have one child who I have to break down. I have one child who I have to bounce off of. I have another child who I'm still figuring out 3 and 2, right? But when I say break down, right, I don't want you guys to get the wrong image. This kid is super, super confident. And he's a dope, dope kid, but he's too confident. He's a 16-year-old boy, 6'2", black as oil, with a fantastic smile. Now the kid is a cheat code. He's a freaking cheat code.
Yeah.
He's a cheat code, and he kind of knows it. But if he knows it, but isn't isn't like harnessed, is dangerous. So like it looks sometimes like I'm trying to kick him down, and sometimes I am, because a part of it is that he's fueled. You tell him he can't do something, it fuels him. So I play all kind of mind games with him, but I always show him I love him. So it's intentional parenting where it's like I build him up. I let him know when he's doing something right. When he's doing something wrong, I have to bring him back and keep trying to teach him about humility. So it's an interesting process, but definitely being able to maintain that vision and apply a vision in a unique condition to each child and have them see themselves where you see them. Like I talked to my daughter about owning her law firm, right? I talked to my son about having teams of people working for him doing real estate. So I'm projecting these things, and I say it so blasé. I just say it like, you can't do that because when you have 100 people following you, where are you taking them? So I'm projecting these ideas of where they're going to be. I tell my little son, my 9-year-old, you're an amazing leader, man. You make the decision. So building up that confidence in a way that each one of them, I think, particularly needs. So with that being said, man, it's a blessing, and I enjoyed it tonight, man. I hope that you were able to get some kind of value out of this conversation tonight. And if you do have some goals around home ownership or real estate, please leave it in the chat. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find us. Let us know your thoughts and let us know how we can support you going forward.
Take care, guys. Catch you guys next Tuesday.